Let's get some more insight into how the Nigerian economy fared in the year 2021. I'm now being joined from Abuja by a lead consultant, ECOWAS Commission, and a development economist, Professor Ken Ife. Thanks a lot for joining us on the News at 10.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, we've seen some of the major highlights in the report there, but what would you say is the major factor that shaped the economy for you in the current year?
Well, I like the report. It's very balanced. I have to say that we need to give a little more credit to the state actors that use quantitative fiscal and monetary policy response to get us quickly out of that recession. And then also, you need to be aware that there are three major challenges, existential challenges. Apart from the COVID, which is a matter of life and death, there is the asymmetric insecurity in the 6 geopolitical zones, attacking everything, scaring away investors, shortage of food and all of that. Then you also have the discouraging figure on unemployment, which required a massive response. So all of these three were contained in 2021 because it was a year of recovery. And I know that in relation to our next plan, which is 2021 to 2025, this year being the first year of it, the first leg, there is a better plan to strengthen and grow the economy next year.
And speaking of next year, I mean, we spoke to a number of analysts, and one of them in particular says 2022 should be a year of specifics. Now, if you were to advise the economic team, for instance, on what we should begin with, what would it be?
Well, the thing is, we need to look at the plan, because the plan is a very, very aggressive and very, very ambitious plan, without a doubt. But it is achievable. To be hoping to raise 350 trillion, although all governments are going to be around 50, we're going to depend on the private sector to deliver 300 trillion and that. But it's not by wishful thinking. There are structures. One of them already, the infrastructure company, which is already going to market for 15 trillion. There are more trusts coming in on stream, more funds. So there are specific plans to actualize, quite unlike previous preceding plans, which I have looked at. Strong monitoring framework. You can see what targets you are working with. For every sector has a matching order on what they have to bring. I remember speaking to the the bank CEOs, telling them what section of their own plan and how they reacted to that. So it's a better plan, and there's more capacity for delivering this plan. And I also think that some of the questions about the unemployment of 35 million we expect to be delivered by 2025, the poverty lift of 50. I can see how possible it is that we could move in that direction. And that's how I feel reading through the document.
All right, finally now, just quickly, to get your projections for next year, seeing as many have already said this is coming into an election year, what do you see in your crystal ball, if I can put it that way?
No, the private sector is in the driving seat without a doubt, with the figures I have told you. And they are rising to that challenge, because I saw the banks wake up, led by the CBN governor. They are going for that target. Now, the thing about this is that I can't even see how the election is going to distort the delivery of the plan. If you look at the finance, the projection, both the Finance Act that is tidying up the rough edges, and the actual 2022 plan is planning to bring down the debt service under control, just around under 50%. And then you also saw an aggressive plan by not only government but also Senate, calling on all agencies to order, and then aggressively pushing to widen the tax base and get more revenue from the operating surpluses. And it's a zero tolerance. I go to these meetings, in the hearings in the Senate. I can feel the pulse. Everybody is, all hands are on deck. They want to raise the money, because you can see the PIA itself. Just the PIA, which has been a work in progress for over 2 decades. FIRS says we are more confident that we get about twice our revenue next year, over 10 trillion. So it's all coming together, but it's a very painful exercise to go through. The debt is going to continue. We're going to be incurring more debt. It's all in the borrowing plan. But the fact is that because we are now addressing revenue and moving it from 7% to 15%, ambitious many other institutions think, But I think we probably will go over 10%. IMF and others think that it may be around 8.8% or, but I think we will achieve more in next year and bring down. And I'll tell you one other thing that's very important. The proportion of the oil revenue to government budget has dropped to near 43%. So that inflection tells you that non-oil sources are beginning to play up, and then the resilience in our economy is now being built by that single fact. And if you look at the last GDP result, it is still the non-oil that is dragging and improving the growth.
Yes, apologies, Prof. I'm going to have to thank you for that insight, as you've given us leader consultant, ECOWAS Commission and development economist, Professor Kenny Faye. Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10 tonight.
My pleasure.
Thank you.